Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time or where you're at watching. Today, we're going to play Injustice 1. But before we begin, I'm going to put the button notations on the screen so you can play along at home, regardless of this console that you decide to play with. Today I'm going to be picking Killer Frost.
Killer Frost.
And I'm going to try to explain why it is that she's one of the better characters in this game, but also I'm going to explain the general mechanics of Injustice so you can follow along and play. Hopefully you'll understand why this game is so much fun, and maybe you'll want to pick it up and play with your friends in the future. Universal mechanics means mechanics that go for every character in the game. This is something that everyone has, and it doesn't matter if you're using Killer Frost or Sinestro or Bane. Everyone has these things that I'm going to show you right here. So in Injustice 1, it's in Injustice 2 as well, but in this game, forward and 3 is a bounce up, and back and 3 is a wall bounce. Everyone has this mechanic. You can combo these, as you can see, but we're not gonna get into combos right away. I'm just showing you as an example that these moves could be comboed. Every stage has interactions. You can press R1 or the right bumper, and it'll use the stage to also hurt your opponent. Certain interactions you can actually hold it, move in, and then while you're attacking, let it go. This is for certain stages and certain interactions. It's very good for cross-ups, and remember that this interaction specifically is unblockable. Killer Frost is what's labeled as an acrobatic character. Characters have different classes in this game. The more powerful characters will usually grab interactions and throw them, whereas Killer Frost can't do that. This here, she'll just use to set an opponent on fire. Other characters will use this, instead of shooting them or setting them on fire, they'll use that to grab and throw them to the ground. Another very unique mechanic to Injustice is there's stage transitions. So if you want to go for the extra damage, you hold back and 3 toward the end of the screen, and then you get this awesome animation. Almost every stage has this animation. Now this car here, as I mentioned, Killer Frost is an acrobatic character. So what she'll do is, instead of taking it down and throwing it, she'll do a dive kick. And a plus about acrobatic characters is that they can keep using this interaction as many times as they want. Whereas if you're using a powerful character, if they break the car, that's it. You can't use it anymore. So be wary that if you're fighting against someone like Superman or Wonder Woman, they can blow this up so you can't use this interaction anymore. With this car, instead of grabbing it and slamming it on the floor, Killer Frost will just jump off of it. A few extra things about Injustice is you have your meter. That's how you determine if you want to amplify your attacks, use them in a wager, or in a block escape. I'll explain the wager and the block escape in just a few. So to amplify these attacks, it's R2 while using a special move. As you can see, that's using 1 bar of meter when I use those 2 attacks. You can amplify your back 3 to gain a hidden armor, or forward and 3 to gain a hidden armor. You can use 2 bars of meter in the middle of your string, as so, and press back amplify or forward amplify to use 2 bars of meter to switch up the middle of your string. As so. Now I'm going to demonstrate using meter to push the opponent off when they're too aggressive. Superman is going to be rushing me down with a series of punches, and as I'm blocking, I'm going to press amplify to push him away from me. As so. It requires 1 bar of meter, but it'll be very worth it when you're going against a character like the Flash or something like that. Somebody who's really good at rushing down. Take a look at where my health bar is. I have a little yellow line underneath where it says Killer Frost. Superman does not have this yellow line. That yellow line means that I can create a clash. In an actual match, you can only do this if you're on your 2nd health bar. I'm going to have Superman rush me down again, and I'm going to activate a clash by pressing forward and amplify. During this clash, depending on how much meter I have, I can use the meter to either damage my opponent if I have more meter than they do, or get life back. That depends on who initiates the clash. So if Superman is going to clash me, I can choose to use all 4 of my bars, 3 bars, 2 bars, or 1 bar to get life back. If Superman uses more of his meter than I do of mine, he'll do additional damage to my health. Here we go. Now right here is where I'm going to press circle, and you guys can see what'll happen. See how it says 15% health regen? That means if I was losing and I used all of my bars while Superman used 3, I get 15% health back. In return, now Superman is going to initiate the clash. And I'm going to press X. I'm going to hit 3 and put 3 bars on the line. Watch what happens. Now I dealt 30% damage to Superman because he didn't wager anything. The last way you can utilize your meter is by spending all 4 bars, pressing L2 and R2 or your left and right trigger buttons, and activate super. Now onto specific Killer Frost things. She is a very, very good character. Very good character in this game. One of the best, I would say, and underrated because not a lot of people utilize her full potential on what she can do in this game. She's one of 4 characters that has an air dash. The other 3 would be Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman. Killer Frost is the 4th one. And this is very, very good in Injustice because in this game you block by holding back. So instead of walking forward to block or like having a block button like Mortal Kombat, this game has no block button. You hold back to block. And because that's so important is if they're holding back to block and you dash over to this side, now that person is holding forward because you switch sides. This is great for cross-ups. This is great for when you get someone in the corner and you want to you can knock them down, right? You can knock them down like this, and then before they get up, you can choose to attack on this side or attack on this side. It's an immediate mix-up that not a lot of people know what exactly you're going to do. Just this air dash creates the guessing game. Following the number notations that you see on the screen, every character has a 1, a 2, and a 3. These are classified in Injustice as light, medium, and heavy. Now, 4 is your special. Every character does something different. Killer Frost charges, and when it's fully charged, it does massive damage, and it freezes the enemy in place every time she hits them. For example, as you see here, you can see how they freeze, and it leads to a lot of really good juggle opportunities. We'll get back to that. So Killer Frost's 1 is that slap. Her 2 is the back smack, and her 3 is the kick. Her back in 1 is one of her best moves in her arsenal. It covers really good ground, as you can see, and it's a low. You can combo this just like that for a double low. So she's very good no matter where she is on the screen. Her back 2 is this jumping attack. And as I mentioned before, her back 3 is the wall bounce. Her forward 3 is the floor bounce. These bounce moves can actually be cancelled by holding 3 and back dashing or forward dashing. Also, another special thing about these bounce moves that everyone has is you can amplify it. When you amplify it, you can actually absorb a hit of armor. So if the opponent is trying to attack you and you want to go for a wall bounce for big damage, you can do that. Killer Frost has a unique move called the Glacier Kick, and that's by pressing up and 3 at the exact same time. It could be a little tough to do, but anybody can do this. This move can combo into itself. It's really good. And then finally, you have her down 1, her down 2, and her down 3. Everyone, this is another universal thing where everyone's down 2 is an uppercut and everyone's down 3 is a sweep. In this game, everyone has forward throws and back throws. These are executed by pressing forward LB or L1 or back LB or L1. Really easy to do. And is very good for utilizing the screen. So for example, if your back is against the wall and you don't want to risk jumping out or using this robot to jump out, you don't have to. You can grab them and put them in the corner. And just like that, the tides have turned. Because remember, Killer Frost specifically, along with some other characters, she's good no matter where she is on the screen. She controls the entire match if you play her correctly. Now we're going to go to her chained attacks. I tagged them on the screen so you can follow along. Remember, square is 1, X is 3. So we're going to press 1, 3. And this move, no, I don't really see a lot of people using this move. It's very, very, very good because it's a knockback, and she can. It's pretty good on range, but I do believe it's punishable. Her next move is 1-1, freezing effect. This is if you don't want to finish your combo, and you don't have to if you don't want to. Remember, it's your character. You can play the way that you wish to play. You can end it with Severe Blizzard, which is 1-1-1, or Dancing Ice, which is 1-1 back and 2. You can end it with 1-1-3-3. So this freezing effect move, you choose how you want to end this string. It's really interesting on the way that they designed this character. Now the final tag move that you see right now is Cold-Blooded. She has more, we'll get to them shortly. This move is very, very good for combo strings. We'll get to that. The next up on her list is Tempest. Forward 1-1-2. Arctic Frost is forward 1-1-3. Diamond Dust is back 1 up 3, which as you can see is a launcher, which means that you can use this for combo potential if you desire. Hailstone is 2-2. Thin Ice is 2-2-3. Which again means that you don't have to end your Hailstone combo if you don't want to. By that I mean you can stop at the second 2, or you could just do 1. If you want to end it, you can do 2-2-3. Hailstorm is back to 3. Her last 2 strings are Freezing Rain, which is forward 2-1, and Cold as Ice, which is forward 2-3. Now looking at all of her strings, let's see what we've gained. Let's see what we just looked at, and try to see what we can come up with. There you go. Simple 5-hit string, nothing too complicated. We just used the moves that you saw on screen, which was back 1 up 3, 1-1, back and 2. Really easy, really simple string. If you decide you want to use this as your combo string, you don't necessarily have to do what I just did. You can add whatever it is that you want. If you wanted to do this and just do that, that works too, because everything has a reason. If you wanted this screen positioning instead of having Superman all the way over there, you don't necessarily have to do the combo that I did. Just that. You can actually continue that. So let's see where that takes us. See? Really easy. Let your imagination take its course. See what you can do. See what you want to play around with. And let's see where that takes us. If you made a mistake, I usually call it a conversion, because every place on this game can be used for your advantage. So if you're able to carry a combo and you're in front of this fountain, but you didn't mean to end your combo here, just convert it. That R1 is flashing on the top left side of the screen. So if you wanted to do this, look, the conversion already set it up for an unblockable, and I was trying to knock them into the fountain. It still does the extra damage. You get a free 12% because they can't block it. It's very good, very easy. We're going to take a look at Killer Frost's special moves now. Her first move is called Frostbite. It's actually a parry. The interesting thing about this move is that it'll stop them in place and cause them to basically be at a disadvantage. I'll lead by example, as showing. So I'm showing Superman here, and he's gonna do that combo string right there. With Killer Frost, this parry right here will show that it'll back him off of you. However, if you amplify it, it'll actually it'll freeze them and lead into a full combo. Like that. And you can actually get a full combo off of that if you wanted to. as you can see. Her next move is called Iceberg. And this move it tracks. So no matter where you're at on screen, you can press down, back, and 2, and it immediately tracks to where the opponent is. So if you did this, it still works. Amplified leads to combo. She has tons of combo potential, as you can see. Killer Frost is very, very good on combo potential. Her next move is called Flash Freeze, which is a command grab. This command grab, amplified, leads to, guess what? Combo potential. Her back down 3 is called Black Ice. That's her slide. And this slide is an advancing low that's actually safe on block. This doesn't have any amplify moves. Like, you cannot amplify this move. The last move she has is Frozen Daggers, which she throws 2 daggers, which makes her very, very good even from long range. Because remember, Iceberg is a tracking move. See this? She has a very good long range game as well. So even if you wanted to do this, you can use that to advance it. If you wanted to use Iceberg and Frozen Daggers just to keep them in place, you can do that as well. Make the character your own. It's so much fun when you're able to take this character and use them depending on what you feel more comfortable as doing. I'm going to now show her trait when she's fully charged. I mentioned earlier that when she hits them while she's fully charged, it locks them in place and leads to high combo potential. I'm going to show you this move, the up 3, and show you how many times she can hit it without being charged up. 3 times. When Killer Frost is charged up, now let's see how many times we can hit it. She was able to get 51% damage off of just pressing up 3 while fully charged. That is the deadliness of Killer Frost when she's fully charged up. Utilizing her special moves and combining them with her normal moves, let's see what we can come up with now. There we go. An easy 27% just by combining her Black Ice and her Flash Freeze with just a couple of her normal move list. We started off with a simple move list and we already moved up to 9 hits in one single combo. It's not the highest in damage like Killer Frost is capable of, but we're not here to go for maximum potential and enter tournaments. We're just playing for fun and for you to understand general things about Injustice 1. We started the same way that we do in life, you know. You start off small, but you keep on working forward. And we can go with this, but it's up to you. So let's see what we can come up with and how high Killer Frost's damage can go, considering of what I had shown you guys with the utilities and the tools that she has. %39%. That's really not bad at all. But I wonder how far we can take it. Let's see. So I think I'm gonna continue my combo by pressing forward 1-1-2. But I'm going to cancel my forward 1-1-2 by pressing back and amplify. $39, and I missed. Not bad. This up kick is probably going to be the most challenging thing if you wish to incorporate that into your moves, because you can't press it more than it needs to be pressed. By that I mean you just need to press up and X when you want it to come out, not up X, because then she'll start doing these crazy things and it won't come out the way you want it to. Let's see what that'll lead into. %. Let's try one more thing. Okay, now we know that the slide won't work. So I'm gonna try one last thing to try to end this combo and close it out to see if I can come up with something really interesting. %, with only 2 bars spent. That's really good. But if you're not comfortable with that, you don't have to do it. If you want to invent something on your own, you can go right ahead. It's such a fun game, and I thank you for learning this with me. I'm glad to have done this with you. This is for casual players who don't care about wins or losses, but just want to have a good time with your friends. Feel free to try your own things. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope to see you on Injustice someday.